fellow YouTubers, and welcome. Today I wanted to do a review of the Garmin 45 dash cam. I've been using it for a while and I think it's pretty sweet. It's actually integral to my daily driving. I have it mostly, to be honest, for cops, in case I'm ever pulled over for speeding. Then I can have footage and say, hey, I wasn't going that mile per hour, because this nifty device does a data overlay on the actual video in real time, which is automatic. You don't have to do it manually. You don't have to use software like Sony's cameras do. It's written, I don't know how to explain it, but basically when you view the video files from this camera, all that data, the GPS location, real-time mile per hour, and something else, but that's all already transcribed at the bottom of the video, so you can see it clearly, and it's very, very accurate. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the settings first off, because it does have quite a few settings, and this way you guys can see the features that it has as well. So let's hit the menu button. Oh, I took a picture there. Actually, to open the menu you have to hit one of these arrows, and that's the gallery. So let's see what I have. Okay, so I can look at the videos that I have saved. When I park the car, the videos, I have the option that after I park my car, the camera stays on for a minute and then it shuts off. So I guess those videos that go on for 1 minute are saved here, and then you can look at pictures. I usually take pictures just to activate the screen, to see the screen, to make sure that it's recording. But there is a red light that is displayed right here in the bottom left of the camera, that'll indicate when it's recording. So it's actually very quick. I have a escort, passport, radar detector, laser detector, and frequently when I'm driving I do a quick status check of both of this and the radar detector very quickly, because I just check for the red light here, and I just check that the radar detector has the digital screen up, and as you can see it has a MicroSD card. I don't know if there's a limit to the size. That'll be in this, you can look it up on the website, but I think I have a 64 gigabyte one. And the coolest feature actually about the camera is that it automatically records over old data. So depending on the size of the card that you put in, for example, like this card that I have, I think I get about a month's worth of recording, and then once it gets filled to capacity, it'll overwrite the oldest video file. So that's pretty cool. So it's really as plug and play as it gets. You set it up, you put the card in, you just plug in the cable for your car, and that's it. After that, like, just you do the updates via Garmin Express, which is actually a desktop app. I was just updating it. Actually, now this is when I decided to do this. I have this camera for exactly a year now, and I have to say I've never had any problems whatsoever. I mean, nothing. And that's the quality that you've come to expect from Garmin GPS devices. So that carries over, which is very nice. I think I paid somewhere between $150 or $160 at Best Buy for it, which I think it is on the hefty side. But I see a lot of people with these cheapo Chinese $30-$40 dash cams. But is that something that you really want in the event that you really need to use it and you need to retrieve video footage, or that it's going to fail you one day out of the blue, or it's going to have some stupid video corruption error? You don't want to take a chance like that. So I mean, if you're looking for a dash cam, this is definitely the one to go for. And it's really small, so that's the best part about it. As a comparison, you can see this is the Microsoft Scope mouse, and it's really, really, really small. I mean, it fits in the palm of my hand, and it's very light. So one of the best things about this actually as well. I mean, everything about it is good. There are no cons. I haven't ever used this device or looked at this device and said, "Oh, I wish this were different, or I wish that were different." Everything about it is literally perfect. There's nothing I can find wrong with it. But as I was gonna say, one of the good features about this device is that it's so small, and since typically after that minute the screen dies down, obviously, if you live in the ghetto, you're always going to put this away. But for the most part, if you live in a typical neighborhood where car theft isn't something that's common, you could leave this in your vehicle, and most people would never realize that you have this in your vehicle because it's so small. It blends in with your car. I mean, it literally is not even half the size of your rear view mirror. So in my car, it's hidden by the rear view mirror if you're looking at the car from the back. And from the front, it kind of looks like it's part of the car, which is kind of cool. But anyway, as I was going to do, let's just go through some of the functions of the device. And this isn't at all a comprehensive video of the device. I definitely will talk about as many of the features that it has available and everything, but this is more of just like a average user review. So I was looking at pictures, so let's see. I guess this will be a picture I took. Okay, so that was that was me just testing out to see if I could angle it, because one of the things that would be great too about this regarding cops and being pulled over is that you can swivel it, because this magnet here, it has a magnet inside of here, and then basically there's another magnet portion that glues to your windshield, and then every time that you if you need to put it away and put it back in the car, you just literally just pop it in and pop it out. And this there's like a ball joint pivot here, and you can swivel it. So let's say you get pulled over by a cop. All you have to do is take the camera. You don't have to detach the camera or anything like that. You can just swivel it so that it aims outside of your window, and you'll have the cop on camera. Cop probably won't even know that he's on camera, which is really cool because you can use that in court. Anyway, so let's see. Those are the pictures. Travel lapse. I've never used that feature, but from the name I would assume it's a video, like a condensed version of your driving video. So let's check that out, because I've never done that. Okay, I guess that's a special feature that you have to set. I guess you have to select that before you go for the drive. Unsaved videos, those are just the videos that you record every single second of every day. They end up there. And the great thing is that you don't have to actually use the device to access all of this. You could just plug it into your PC, and the files are all there. And it's actually organized pretty sweet. And I'll actually show you guys on the computer once I go through all the stuff on here. So that's the gallery. Travel lapse, I guess, as I said, you would have to, before you go for that drive, select this option, and then it will record in that special travel lapse mode. Settings. So this will show you some of the features that the device has, and it records 1080p, which is pretty sweet. The quality isn't like movie quality, but trust me, this is certainly very, very high definition in terms of what you need to record on the road. When it comes to license plates, faces, cars, even things in the background, to be honest, can be picked up. It has a very wide angle lens, so it picks up almost everything in a 180 field. Event detection, that's it has a G-shock sensor. So like, let's say for example, if you have a crash, it will sense that you had a crash, and it will automatically save that video. So that's really, really cool, because a lot of people buy these devices as protection if they're ever in a collision and the other driver says, "Oh, it didn't happen this way," or whatever, they broke broke out of nowhere, they were texting and driving, and you have footage of that, and you got in an accident, then it's automatically saved. But to mention, is that I want people to think that you always have to go and save a video if you want it to stay saved. If you have a big SD card, as I do, which is 64 gigabytes, you don't even need to save it. I mean, obviously, go ahead and save it to be on the safe side, but you'll have, like, typically at the very least 14 days of your old video footage. So all that stuff is there. You don't have to necessarily save a video for it to still be on the camera when it shuts off, when you shut off your car. When you shut off your car, all that happens is that it powers down, but it doesn't clear itself. All that video footage stays in memory until more space is needed to make space for a new video. So I went back. Let's see. Driver assistance. It's definitely not life-saving. It's basically lane departure warnings and what is this called? Let me see. Forward collision warnings. If you get too close to the car in front of you, it works. The lane departure warnings definitely do work, but it's when you're driving in solid lanes, like the dashes. There are no dashes, like it's a solid lane. It's very effective. Like, it'll always tell you when you deviate a bit. It doesn't really work for the dash lanes, like the typical lanes you come across when you're in a highway. I don't think it's ever indicated that I'm departing from the lane. And let's see, and I was talking about the forward collision. Forward collision has worked about half the time. It's definitely, in my experience, it wouldn't actually save you from having a forward collision. But I did notice I had it on low sensitivity, and today I changed it to medium sensitivity. So maybe instead of working half the time, now it works almost all the time. And also, I just updated it. So with these Garmin updates, this device actually was kind of like a trailblazing device, because it was I think it's the smallest dash cam they make. And at the time that I bought it, it was like fresh out. Like, literally, it was in stores a month before I bought it. So they've done their due diligence of continuing to update the device, and the features. I mean, I've never noticed and said, oh, one of these features really don't work that well. So as I was saying about the forward collision, maybe now it works all the time, especially since I changed it to medium sensitivity and that I updated it. And there were a lot of things that were updated. So let's see, and I hadn't updated it in like over 6 months. Let's see what else. So the volume's pretty good. I mean, I listen to very loud music and I can typically hear it, for the warnings. For those of you who don't have a radar detector, it does have a, let me see where it is. It has what they call proximity alerts, and that's basically red light cameras. So let me see if it's here. Yeah, they have the red light camera alerts. So it doesn't have speed camera, and it doesn't have like popular police area alerts. But for those of you who don't have a radar detector at all, and have no way of knowing where red light cameras are, I did notice that when my radar detector was telling me, when I had this enabled, I don't have it enabled because obviously I have a device solely for that purpose, but it was redundant. Like, when the radar detector would tell me red light camera ahead, this was also kicking in and telling me about that red light camera. So I think it's pretty useful. I don't know how up to date it is. I don't know how up to date they keep the databases at Garmin, but it is a cool feature for those of you who don't have another way to figure that stuff out. And lastly, I want to show you guys let me see, I think it's in camera. Oh, okay. So as I said, data overlay. So and as I said, this isn't something that you have to do after the fact. It isn't something that you have to enable when you're playing the video. It's transcribed onto the video real time. So as soon as you access that video, all this information is there. It puts the date and time, it puts your location, and it's very precise. I think it's like GPS coordinates to like the 4th decimal place after after the point, and speed, and the speed is very accurate. So if you want to use that to you're coming up on a cop and you want to slow down dramatically, and then be able to show that exactly when you pass the cop you weren't speeding, it's something you could do. So just a little tip there. And that's pretty much it on what I can show you guys from the camera. But now I'm going to show you, when you hook it up, how nifty the folders are, how everything is organized, and how accessible everything is. Okay. So we're here on my desktop, on my computer, and it's pretty simple. A lot of cameras use this DCIM, and that's it. You have all your folders here. This is if you have an event like a car crash, the video will be the saved video will go here. Any photos you take go here. Any videos that you choose to save manually while you're driving will go here. Those videos that are recorded after the camera starts to power down are saved here. These are the travel lapse videos, and any unsaved videos end up here. So basically, all the videos that are recorded every second of every day when you're driving that haven't been deleted yet end up here. This is like a temp space, but they're all there. And it's really cool. So as I said, if you guys are looking for a dash cam, I very highly recommend this camera. I couldn't recommend it more highly. It's integral to my daily driving, and it's peace of mind. $160 is nothing in the event that you have a car crash and it wasn't your fault, and you have video footage that could prove that it wasn't your fault. So that right there is enough reason to buy this, just for safety and for security. And then if not that, it's awesome for capturing video footage. It really is. It records audio, which is something I forgot to mention. It isn't anything fancy. It isn't like my phone that has 4 HD microphones, but it gets the job done. So like if you're possibly someone who does those YouTube videos that you speak while you're driving, and you want to show the public where you're driving as you speak, this will work for you perfectly. So that's it. Thank you for watching my video. I hope it helped you. And give it a thumbs up, please, if you liked it.